and your treatment is behind you, are you still feeling the effects sometimes? I know when you were going through the treatment you said head to toe, but even now,
Yes,
is there an after effect?
I do have a lot of side effects from the chemotherapy, one of which is neuropathy. And there are times, because every cancer is different, mine is estrogen driven, and we don't have to get into a discussion on estrogen. Okay. But I do have hormonal issues, yes, and I do need moisturizers.
We mentioned that you are a life coach and that you work specifically with breast cancer patients, yes, or survivors. And I would think that firsthand knowledge that you possess is so helpful, because for me or Lindy to be able to say, oh, use this, or this might help you, is one thing. For you to say it, yeah, or to empathize with what other women are going through must be incredibly helpful to them.
It is, and it offers a lot of credibility also, because I'm dealing with women who are just getting diagnosed and are in a state of complete fear and panic.
Right, and they haven't given thought to what their skin or their hair is going to look like. Like I said, first they're worried about their life, and then they're worried about their breast.
Right.
And that's normal.
There are phases, that people go through.
And we're going to talk about those phases, but I do want to give our viewers, I could sit and chat with the girls all day, but I do want to give you all an opportunity to ask questions or share your stories with us. First, what kind of side effects or difficulties may you have experienced while battling breast cancer? Was there one particular thing that you found particularly hard to deal with than the disease itself? And do you have questions or suggestions for our guests, or maybe for our other viewers? If you want to tell us what you think, share your story, questions, comments, whatever it is, email me directly at lynndoyle.net, and we will share your comments and questions with our guest and also with other viewers. You can also find me on Facebook, MySpace, or YouTube. Okay, Lynn at lynndoyle.net is how you get to me. Now, Susan was saying that there are certain stages that people go through when they've first been diagnosed. Can you quickly outline them for us?
Yes. First there's fear. Then there's anxiety. Okay. Then there's anger. Then there's it's like a fight or flight.
Yep. Survival. And then acceptance?
And then, there is acceptance. It's kind of like accepting the new you, because the old you is back there. The new you comes out the other side of the tunnel.
Okay.
And that's really what it is.
It's interesting, because when my mom was diagnosed, I was with her, and I put my arm around her at the moment she was diagnosed, and she turned around, she punched me in the arm, and I said, "What's with that?" And she said, "Don't treat me any differently. I just want to get through this."
Right.
And do you find that some people really go through a process of dealing with it, and then some people just sort of,
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Well, there's no one way of handling it.
Right. No, there isn't.
I mean, some people might go home and cry themselves to sleep, and other people, like your mom, might say, "Hey, let's go. What's next? What do we do?"
Right.
And that was my reaction.
Right. And they want the tools quickly.
Right.
They want to know what to do. And
the waiting, it was fear, and then once I had my plan, it was like a weight lifted off my shoulder, because I knew where I was going.
Right.
I had a plan.
Right. Well, I have a plan, and it is to take a break. Because, as I said, I could talk about this all day, but I do have to take a break so we can pay the bills. And, of course, I would like to invite you to support me and my team, Team Fellowship, as we walk in yet another 3-day walk to support education and research for breast cancer. You can go to the3day.org and put in my name, in case you didn't know, that's Lynn Doyle, or the team name, which is Team Fellowship West, and help in whatever way you can. And as always, as I do every year, thank you so much to my It's Your Call viewers. We'll take a quick break and be back with more about breast cancer care right after this.
Transportation for It's Your Call guests provided by Preferred Car and Limousine.
Welcome back again, everyone. I'm Lynn Doyle. Before we get back into our discussion, another reminder about the various three-day walks going on around the country. Now, if you haven't done this before, I strongly encourage you to consider it, because I'll tell you what, it is an amazing experience, and it's one that I swear you will never, ever forget. I've walked in Philadelphia 3 times, in Boston once, and I'll be walking in San Diego this year, and I have to say each one was a remarkable experience. And you don't have to be an outstanding athlete or anything. You just need to train a little bit beforehand, and it's not like you literally start and walk 20 miles at once. You walk 3 miles, you stop, you have something to eat, you go to the bathroom, you walk a little bit again. To train for it, you can walk around your neighborhood, in a park, on your treadmill, whatever. If you can do it and you get tired, believe me, vans are around every minute. They come, they pick you up, they take you to the next stop. Everybody's just happy, in a good mood, you can see there. And I'll tell you, the people you meet along the way, the breast cancer survivors or those who have lost loved ones to breast cancer, who are so grateful that you're there walking, it will stay with you forever and ever and ever. You go to 3day.org for information. And if you can't walk, then you could support me. I wouldn't mind. Anyway, back to our conversation now. We were talking about breast cancer care. We have 2 remarkable women with us today who have breast cancer patients at the forefront of everything they do, Lindy Snyder and Susan McHugh. And we were talking about how Lindy has created this skincare line for women and men, really, anyone who's gone through cancer, and how Susan also has created a business to help people cope with cancer. What are some of the offerings of Pink Ribbon Associates?
We offer what I like to call spiritual and inspirational types of gifts. Gifts that I would have loved to have had when I was going through it. Because the biggest question becomes, and I'm sure you've heard this too, Lindy, is what do you give somebody that has
diagnosed, right?
Yeah, right. I mean, flowers just kind of seems kind of blah. So, go ahead.
So, well, I was going to say, give me an example of the kind of thing that wouldn't be blah. I mean, I'm sure flowers come in handy, but after a while, I mean, it takes a while to fight breast cancer. So what else might be practical?
Well, there are fun gifts like beautiful jewelry. A practical gift would be this loving heart pillow.
Okay.
Somebody who has gone through a mastectomy or a lumpectomy. This is lavender scented.
Okay.
It's microwavable, and it fits right under the armpit.
Ah.
So it is the most comforting, nurturing, soothing thing that you could possibly have.
Now, see, if you hadn't gone through that, you wouldn't realize how important something like that can be. And it's just the simplest thing.
Yeah.
It's a pillow.
It's a pillow.
But because you experienced it, you know, and smell.
Oh, it just smells wonderful.
How about...
And it's soothing and healing, the smell.
Oh, I can see that. Yeah.
I'm sure when you heat it up, it has
yes.
an even stronger scent. It's so nice.
How about that? What else in terms of practical gifts?
Practical gifts. We have a lot of aromatherapy products. To give you an example, we have a chocolate teddy bear, and it smells like chocolate. You put it in the microwave, and that's not only a gift for the cancer patient, but a lot of people want to know, what do they give the child of the mother?
Oh, you know what? I'm so glad you mentioned that, because you have this book, breaks your heart, when someone you love has cancer, and
it explains
for the little
to
kids.
The child with pictures, mommy is sick, and this is how you can help mommy.
Oh, that's a
really
great
nice
idea. Okay, you know what? We have asked some of our viewers to jump in here and tell us their experience with some of these products, and I appreciate the calls that we've been able to get from our Facebook friends and elsewhere. Dobby, is
yes.
it? Hi, Dobby. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm good, thank you. Have you had some experience with one of our guests?
Yes, I really want to address Lindy and thank her so much for coming up with this Lindy Skin